I understand that you had an experience with the child protection workers coming into your school when you were younger. Can you tell me about this?
Yeah, definitely. I had some pretty traumatic experiences. I was in baby middle school and I had Children's Aid Society come in unannounced to my school over the PA system, actually, where they were saying, Gabriel Dezelmi, there's Children's Aid Society here to come see you. Please be available in the room. And sometimes there'd be police officers there as well. And that experience kind of had a lot of kids that knew who I was kind of turn against me. I got bullied, I got picked on, I got beat up here and there, just because Children's Aid Society wanted to do something for their own selfish agenda to try and find information about children. That was me back in the day. To use against parents to see if they can, do what they want with them. And back then, I wasn't put in behavior classes for reasons that I shouldn't have been, and I was labeled a risk to society on my medical record only for having motor tics, even though I was told that I had Tourette syndrome, which I clearly don't. If you look through the time when I was young to the time now and all my records in my school, my high school, and I was in the military. I got top candidate in the military, which is a very high accomplishment. You'll see that I don't have any of those symptoms, I don't have any of those issues, and I've always had a very positive eye going up in life, but those experiences really had a very traumatic effect, and I still remember them in great detail to this day. And one also other incident, which is a very bad one, is a Children's Aid Society worker who was constantly in the class. One time recess was going to be was coming around the corner, and when the bell rang, I was on the computer because we were allowed to do work on the computer or have fun on the computer. But without telling me, she told me, like, Gabriel, what are you doing on the computer and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, she took a chair from underneath me and pulled it out to the point where I fell down, injured my knee and my elbow. And the principal denied that this ever happened. She denied that this ever happened, to the point where my father had to get involved and talk to the principal in person. And there's a lot of issues and conflicts there where they're trying to get me suspended or expelled for things I never even did.
Do you think that the school automatically took the side of the Children's Aid Society workers?
Oh, definitely. And you can feel that too in the room when they're all together. You can understand that the school system works, I think, very closely with Children's Aid Society and CAS workers. I think there's a very, deep connection between those two organizations, and I think that they have a high, understanding with one another to the point where they even ignore children's stories, children's experiences, whether they're good, bad, or traumatic. Mainly on the negative side, they don't listen to kids. They never have with me. All they do is ask leading questions and try to get answers out of you. But thankfully, through the teachings of my father, he always told me, Gabriel, if you have anybody that comes to you asking you questions legally or about your family that you don't know, either ask to call me, have me on the phone, or have him be there in person or have a lawyer. Otherwise, I wouldn't say anything. And this is a good experience for kids, if you're watching this. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to say a word. You can stay silent from somebody who is now older, and I was young, just like you kids back in the day, and how you are now. If you feel hurt or you feel like you're being pressured, you don't need to say anything. That is your sole right, that is your responsibility, and that is everything you can do for yourself to help protect yourself from these people that really try to do wrong to kids at a young age, especially with divorced parents.